Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bite Podcast with Raven and Rhe.
I'm Raven.
And I'm Rhe, and this is our 4th episode.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, yes, 4th episode, here we go.
I'm kind of proud of us for...
Yes! We've managed to stay on, like, a schedule.
And we're both pretty busy, so I'm pretty excited.
We were.
So, I don't think I ever told you this, but I actually pull cards. I do spirit, oracle cards and tarot cards. We both do. But before every episode, I like to pull cards just to kind of like get the vibes. And I pulled three cards that I felt like I had to share because I normally don't share it. But the first one was prosperity.
That just sounds
It's a beautiful woman. She's like golden. And then the second one was confidence. And I was like looking at them. Oh my gosh. Okay. I was looking at them and they're both like looking up to the sky, like the same position. I don't know if you can see it because of my light.
I can just faintly see. It's a little harder on the confident one because of how like the card is.
And then the last one was clarity.
Those are all such good cards.
So I was like, I pulled them and I was like, hold on, I have to share this today because that's just a little magical. So it makes me just a little happy.
No, that honestly just filled me with like a lot of joy. I'm like, oh, okay. It's going to be a good
It's good. Yes, I feel it. Okay. So the topic that we are getting into today is zodiac sign or Twilight characters and the zodiac signs that we think they are, because we only know, I think, 2 for sure.
So I did a little research and I took out my trusty, the illustrated guide, and I literally went page to page trying to see like anyone who had like an actual birthday, like day, month, year. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. We have 5. There was 6, but one of them was a character from The Second Life of Bree Tanner, which didn't really have much of like a personality.
Yeah.
It was just like, a throwaway character. So we got Bella, Edward, Jacob, Renesmee, Riley, and Bree.
Okay. The only ones that I really knew were Bella and Renesmee.
Yeah, our Virgo queens.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we can get into because I think they both have qualities of like other signs more than what they're like supposed to like be. So
yeah.
Let's start with Bella because that's the one that everyone. That's like the most known birthday besides her and Renesmee are like the 2 most known. She was born September 13th, which makes her a Virgo. But she has qualities of a Taurus, in my opinion. So, because she's... Because I was trying to think back to the... I'm not fairly new to zodiac signs because I always kept up with them, like sun, moon, rising, all that stuff. And all the Virgos I know are, like, very, like, out there, super, like, easy to get along with. Like you and
Mare, Paige.
Yes, and so
shout out
to me. I was like, not that Bella's not like that, but she's not like outgoing like that, because she's very sheltered. She likes to kind of keep to herself. So I was looking at the characteristics of a Taurus. I see reliable, practical, devoted, and possessive for Taurus.
I can see that.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, so if Virgo is her sun, I feel like Taurus is definitely her moon.
Oh my gosh. That just makes me feel related to Bella because I'm a Virgo sun and rising and a Taurus moon.
I see that. So maybe that's exactly her, like...
We love that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see her like the Taurus. It's one of the big 3.
Yeah, and I was thinking because I know the Tauruses I know are super, kind of remind me of Bella in a way. Like just they're kind of quiet, like to themselves, but then they're also like really like reliable, trustworthy people.
Yeah. I think Bella's like a really good critical thinker, which is something I also associate with Taurus, which like Bella's plans all through the series to like save everyone.
And she does. I mean, she gets herself into dangerous situations, right? But somehow she ends up saving everyone. And it's just like crazy because she's like this human, non-mythical creature, right? And she has this power to like save these people who are supposed to be like faster and stronger and smarter than her. So I think it's just it's telling of her character, I think, that she like doesn't even think of herself in this situation.
Yeah.
Even in Eclipse, when they were like talking about the newborn army, I think we like to make fun of it a lot because she's always like, just turn me into a vampire, right? But in reality, like the only like in that moment, she was like, look, if I am a vampire right now, I could possibly help you, and if I'm human, like I can't do it. So I think she's like not aware of the power that she holds as a human, right? But she does hold a lot of power.
Yeah, she definitely downplays herself, which I'm like, down, queen, you can do this.
Yeah, and then we see her fully self-realized vampire self, which I was gonna say that I feel like her human self, I see more Taurus like vibes. But then when she turns into the vampire Bella, I see like Virgo, like it's like her Virgo like jumped out.
Oh my gosh, yes. Her confidence, her nature, how she like held herself. I was like, yes, that is what we love.
Perfect. So let's get into our other Virgo queen, is Renesmee.
Renesmee.
Which we don't really like, I guess we don't get to see her like enough in the movie, like in the books and in the movie, we don't see that much from her. But I wonder if we're gonna what we're gonna get from her from this new book that is coming out. Yeah. And if we're gonna be able to see these traits, because here it says that Virgos are loyal, analytical, kind, hardworking, which is how I see Virgos. Yeah. And it also has, because I was doing some research and I was like looking at different people's opinions on what they think that they are. And someone said that they think Jasper is also Virgo.
Ooh. I was thinking Alice was more of a Virgo.
See, that's what I was like. I don't know.
And that's why I'm like, that's interesting.
Because it says...
Well, when we come back to Jasper, I'll give my opinion. Because maybe I feel like I can see the Virgo traits with him. But the sign that I had put for him, I feel like maybe it's at least one of the big three.
Okay. Yeah. So I wonder if we're going to be able to see her, like... 100% I feel like we're going to be able to see her loyalty. Because, I mean, it's just kind of expected from her, I guess, in a way. And then we'll for sure see her, like... Well, we did see her kindness because she was pretty kind. She wasn't like this evil child we ever saw. And I wonder if we're going to be able to see the analytical and hardworking side of her that I see in Virgos.
Yeah, definitely. That might pop because if let's see, I can't remember if Stephanie Meyer said what like the time frame's going to be for the books. I don't know if it's going to be during like. I don't know if she said it was going to happen, like, several years after the confrontation, so she's probably physically and mentally a teen by then.
I think I remember her saying it was 4 years after the big battle. Okay. So she's for sure probably, like, teen Renesmee, but also kind of, like, still baby.
Still baby. Still baby.
She's probably, like, 5 years old at this point, because the battle happened, like, a year after her...
It was like a few months.
Oh, never mind.
It was like she was born in September and then everything happened in December.
So she's like birth-wise, she's only 5 years old when the new book comes out. But looks-wise, she's a teenager.
Yes.
Which is just crazy.
I literally, when that book comes out, because I'm going to get it. I'm going to read it. I'm just going to be sitting there. I was like, you were born 5 years ago.
I know. And I wonder, because... the book came out when? Breaking Dawn came out...
2008.
2008.
Yes. Because I remember I think I saw in an interview with Bryce Dallas Howard, because she was a big Twilight fan. She said that when the movie came out in '08, it was not that long after than 2008.
Oh yeah, because you know what, Stephanie, I remember Stephanie Meyer also, when she makes her like debut like diner, what's it called? Her like scene in Twilight. She said that she was actually writing Breaking Dawn on her computer, like during.
Oh my god! Wait, the cafeteria scene?
When her and Charlie are sitting at the diner.
Oh, the diner. The diner. Why did I say cafeteria? I meant cafe.
The cafe. Yeah, and that she's like sitting there on her computer, that she was actually like writing Breaking Dawn then, and she was like, just don't show the screen because that like people will screenshot it and try to zoom in.
Yeah. Oh.
So.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yes.
You know, that makes sense now.
Yeah. So 2008, and then the movie came out in 2011. 12.
Yes, it's because yesterday I posted that little video on TikTok of me crying watching the ending scene of Breaking Dawn Part 2. And then I went on Facebook and it was freaking the Twilight official page had said, "Where were you 8 years ago today when this scene came out?" And I was like, and it was the final battle. So yesterday was the 8-year anniversary of Breaking Dawn Part 2.
That's sad. I'm sad I missed that. I could have posted about it and I didn't.
I didn't even know. I was like, oh my god.
Well, okay.
Fake fan over
here. So I wonder if it's gonna follow the new book is gonna follow the book timeline, because technically, if we're going by like 2008, it would be 2012 in 4 years in the future, or is it gonna go by like movie timeline? Yeah. Because then that would be 2016.
You know what? I'm very interested. So we know how, like, in Breaking Dawn, because of Jacob, that, which, by the way, can we just say, Jacob is a Capricorn, and so it just made sense after I did some dissection. His birthday is January 14th. He's a Capricorn, and...
Okay, I see that. I have him down as having traits of Cancers.
I can see him having a trait of Cancer, like his moon, but his birthday in the guide is January 14th, making him a Capricorn. So the fact that he's got a Capricorn sun and possibly a Cancer moon just makes sense because of how it makes sense. Just name a few. I mean, what he did in Breaking Dawn, to show Charlie who he was, and basically admitted that Bella was different. It makes me wonder for the new book, if the timeline, is Charlie gonna have to know, because Bella's not gonna have aged?
I have a theory about this too. Well, I don't have a theory. I was actually going to bed the other day trying to shift it to the Twilight reality. And I was thinking about it in my subconscious or whatever, that Sue knows everything. Everything. And then Charlie did not question that this child who was born a couple of months ago is just giant.
I laugh every time when I watch Breaking Dawn Part 2 and Renesmee runs out of the car and Charlie picks her up, and I'm all like, she was a baby 2 months ago.
I wonder what they told him to convince him that she is a normal child. She has this weird condition. She just grows super fast.
Oh, Charlie Swan probably has the mindset, stranger things are happening in my town, but I'm just going to look the other way.
But okay, so my theory is, what if Sue just told him? Because one... I'm wondering if she's gonna talk about this in the new book, but he never really questions it. That's his partner, so you figured that he would talk about hey, Jacob just got naked in front of me and turned into a wolf. And then is she gonna sit there and lie to him and be like, oh my gosh, I did not know, that's crazy. when she goes, like, she's all, like, she's best friends with all these, like, she's in the tribe, no?
Her kids!
Her kids are wolves.
It's, you know, I want a book on Sue's point of view.
She's probably just, I feel like a lot of Sue's point of view was just her sitting at the house being like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like, nah, I gotta hide this shit. How am I supposed to explain this mess you caused?
Okay, okay, not that I'm saying that Sue doesn't love Charlie, but is Sue also kind of like there to kind of ease Charlie's suspicions? Because he is a chief. Ooh. And the tribe doesn't want him to be suspicious of the wolves because that's them, and they know about the Cullen. So if she not only is she just like in love with him because it's Charlie and but like is she there also as kind of like traffic control, like to make sure that if he comes up one day like, hey, like I think there might be more wolves and it's not just Jacob, for her to be like, no, like, stop there, sweetie. It's not.
I want that. I want that so bad.
For him, like, you figured after a while he'd, like, sit there and just start questioning some things. Like, Jacob's a wolf. Renesmee is a super growing child. Like, and my daughter looks and acts different than what she acted before she got married. Yeah. And you have to start questioning. I feel like Charlie should just turn into a vampire. Bella needs to change him. And Sue doesn't transform, I don't think, does she?
No, she doesn't.
So,
because remember, Leah was the first female to shift. So it was a shock to them that she had. Yeah.
Like, because her father, because that was like the whole carrying the bloodline type thing. So it's just like they just both need to be vampires. I think Sue and Charlie just need to be vampires.
I think so too. I mean, but at the end of Breaking Dawn, Bella's like kind of like, she was still dead on becoming a vampire, but she realized just how much like she would miss her dad. And although she was upset with Jacob, I felt like she probably was a little kind of grateful that she got to keep him. Mm-hmm. But she knows that eventually he's going to age and he's going to go. And I wonder how she's going to deal with that unless, like, they make the decision to change him.
And I think that having a vampire cop would be iconic. Amazing. And, like, more beneficial to the Cullens.
And remember, they think, from, spoiler alert, Midnight Sun, there's probably, Edward had talked about how he couldn't really read Charlie's thoughts either. Like, they were very vague, and it was like half thoughts. So it makes us wonder that maybe Charlie could have been a shield, mm-hmm. and that's why Bella's shield was so powerful, was because he was.
Yeah, because he has those qualities.
Yeah.
And I remember too, in cover your ears if you haven't read Midnight Sun, but him saying that he thought that it was like that Bella and Charlie were so alike because like he would get like kind of like radio feed like every once in a while of Charlie's thought, like it would pop in randomly, and then Bella was nothing, so he was just kind of like, they're a little too similar than I think what they think they are.
Hey, Stephanie, just, if you want some ideas for, like, the fandom, hit us up.
Just let us know, because we'll write the book for you. It might not be good, but you could, like, edit it, put your Stephanie Meyer twist on it. But yes. I think that's really what the fans need, is we really need Charlie to live forever.
We do.
I guess he needs his mate, so he needs Sue. And then Leah and Seth will imprint on probably vampires. You know what? We'll talk about that next time. We're not going to get into it, but that's the next time. So keep that thought in mind.
I'm gonna listen to this. I'm gonna listen to this episode before, so I can take notes. I was like, okay, we need to discuss this.
Okay. Into further detail, but that's what needs to happen. Okay. Yes. And then hold on. Do you think in the new? I know we're like kind of off the zodiac sign topic, but that's okay. We're having good conversation.
It's okay. We're having a good conversation. This is what we need.
Do you think that they're still going to be in forks in the next book, in the Renesmee book?
I would hope, but at the same time, I think they're gonna have to move because Bella's not gonna age and the others are still there. Like, everybody from the high school is probably still gonna be there. So I have a feeling, because I really want more of the Denali coven. So I kind of would want maybe them to move back up to Denali.
And then that would be interesting because Tanya is like in love with Edward.
Yeah.
So we would have to see that little Bella being protective kind of vibe from her.
Like, this is my man.
Yeah. Okay, let's jump back into zodiac signs. Sorry for the little detour, but okay. So we know that Edward is a Gemini, right?
Not just a Gemini. He is on the last day of the Gemini cycle going into Cancer.
Oh, no.
Yes. No, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, I wonder if Stephanie did her research before picking birthdays, because I was like, wow, you really hit the nail with a Gemini Cancer cusp.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. And I think that if Gemini is his sun, I feel like Cancer might be his moon because he's a little emotional boy. And I feel like rising might be Capricorn.
Oh my god, yeah. Yes!
Yeah.
That's like perfect!
That's him. We figured it out.
We did. Everyone, this is a big announcement. We already know he's a Gemini. He's on the cusp of Cancer. He's got a Capricorn rising.
Yes. And the reason I was saying Capricorn is because, so sun is like how you present to other people. Moon is what controls your emotions. And rising is like how you feel.
I think, actually, let me look
I was
it up,
like,
because
I know those two, but I'm not 100% sure. Just for everyone who needs to know, I'm a Leo sun, a Leo moon, which is very out there, and I'm a Sagittarius rising.
Ooh, so I kind of already mentioned it earlier, but I am a Virgo sun. I am a Taurus moon, and I am a Virgo rising.
Wow. So we both have double of our sun sign.
Yes. Let me see. What? I don't want that link. Let's see here. Rising. Okay. Is your social personality. It is how you dawn on people as it relates to the zodiac sign that was on the eastern horizon when you were born. It represents your physical body and outward style. It is the manifestation of both your inner and outer world.
Yeah, I can see that for Edward because Capricorns are responsible, disciplined, well-mannered, and pessimistic. And those are all traits of Edward because he was very, not angry, but he was always kind of just like down on himself about loving Bella. So that's very kind of pessimistic of him. He is extremely well-mannered, but that also goes not just because he is has Capricorn in his main three, but also because he was from the 1900s and he grew up that way. So that's why he's also well-mannered. And then it says responsible, and I think that is true, but he does some things that are a little irresponsible. Yeah. But he does it in the name of love. So
yeah, he can be a little impulsive.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's where we get his Gemini qualities, the impulsiveness.
Oh my god, his Gemini.
And then also, when Bella tells him, like, you're giving me whiplash with, like, all this back and forth. Gemini, the two faces.
Yes.
My sister is I live with a Gemini. I'm telling you, it's a roller coaster ride. Shout out to my sister Devin. Gosh. Love you. So yeah, those are some pretty big ones for him, I think, and those are some pretty like rough. Those are rough.
Just the fact that he's on a cut, like, because like, just to clarify for some people, you know, who are also into zodiacs, some people don't think like there's no such thing as cusps. I think they're cool to learn about because sometimes it makes a lot of sense, but yeah, and you know. It's it makes a lot of sense, especially with Edward.
So cusp is when you're born on either the last or first day of a zodiac sign, like the start date of that. You know who is a cusp in our friend group? Cherish.
Cherish? Wait, when's her birthday?
Her birthday is let me go to Facebook real quick.
Shout out to Cherish.
Love you, Cherish. She is, we talked about it when we were in my truck. She was born June 21st. So she's a...
Cancer going into Leo? No. Yeah, no. Wait, no.
What's before Cancer?
She's
Gemini going to Leo, or Cancer.
She's just like Edward! Edward's birthday is June 20th.
So she's a Cancer, and then, she's that's it.
She's the starting date. She's the starting date of the Cancer cycle, which just ended with Gemini.
It is confirmed that Cherish is Edward Cullen. No wonder she was able to perfectly like write silence, because she embodies Edward.
Oh my god, I can't wait for her to watch this.
I need to know her other signs, because if she has any Capricorn or Gemini in her chart, I'm gonna flip shit.
I'm gonna change her name in my contact to Edward Cullen.
Cherish, we can't wait for you to listen to this. We love you.
That is the most amazing revelation that we have done.
I'm gonna go after this. I'm gonna text the group chat like, guys, Cherish is Edward, and just like leave it like that and be like, you'll see. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Okay. Do you want to?
Oh, let me like mark down. Oops.
You want to check real quick to make sure your thing is still recording?
It is. Perfect. I'm at 28 minutes.
Me too.
Hey.
Yay. Okay.
We tackled Bella, Renesmee. We just we touched on Jacob.
Yeah, we touched, but we can get into him a little bit more.
All right. So, Jacob's birthday is January 14th. He is a Capricorn. But I do agree that his moon is probably Cancer. I'm like...
So, what were the three... Okay, I have a theory as to why Bella liked Jacob and Edward. I think that they have the same big three zodiac signs, but just, like, reversed.
Ooh.
Because I think we said that Edward was Cancer moon, and I think that Jacob is also Cancer moon. And just instead of him being... and Jacob's sun is Capricorn, and Edward's rising is Capricorn, and then Jacob's rising is Gemini.
Oh my god, yes. And you want to know, something? Virgos, they're like top 3 compatibility signs are Capricorn, Cancer, and Taurus.
Wow.
So that's probably why, like, her and Jacob had a natural, like, friendship, and, you know, why she probably felt something, you know, to her, because the two signs are compatible, but, it just wasn't it with Jacob, obviously. I mean, he
didn't have the right, zodiac.
And the
zodiac formation.
And the thing is that, you know, look. no offense to Cancers. I have my best friends are Cancers, but especially, and oh god, and my ex is a Cancer.
My husband's a Cancer.
They can be really manipulative. Oh my god, your husband's a Cancer.
Yes, but he's like, he's not toxic, love him so much, but he's more manipulative in like, hey, I want canes, and I'm like, oh, I don't want canes, and he goes, but we haven't had canes in a long time. You always choose where we get to eat, and I'm like, fine, I guess I'll get canes. So, I forgot what his other, like what his moon and rising were. But he has like, his moon and rising are kind of like make up for his like Cancer like qualities. Love you, babe, if you're listening, I'm so sorry, but you're great. So we said, I have this because I want to just do a little, this is for scientific. So Edward's sun is a Capricorn. No, Gemini. We said his moon was Cancer, which is the same for Jacob. And then his rising was...
You said his rising was Capricorn.
His rising is Cap.
For Edward.
Yeah. And then Jacob, his sun sign is... We know his birthday?
Jacob is January 14th. He's a Capricorn.
And then his rising is Gemini. So I feel like they have to have the same three, just different orders. I wrote it down. Yeah. So Edward's is Gemini, Cancer, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. And Jacob is Capricorn, Cancer, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Which, yeah. And it's weird because I think that even though they're so different, right? Because they're vampire and werewolves and they hate each other, they're very similar.
They really are.
They're so similar, and I think that's why... I think it just because they both have Cancer moons, so their emotions are similar to and I think that's why whenever Edward left Bella New Moon, that's kind of why she kind of clinged onto Jake, because his emotions were the same as Edward's, so it filled a little hole.
Oh my god, yes, we're connecting the pieces.
We're connecting it, guys. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
But what made him different was that Edward, what's the switch is the Gemini and the Capricorn. It's flipped opposite for both of them. And I think that's super telling because Capricorns are responsible, disciplined, well-mannered, and pessimistic. And that is Jacob's sun, which I think counteracts the Gemini and the Cancer kind of counteract his like Capricorn good qualities, you know, and it hurts him in that way. But the fact that Edward is so upfront as a Gemini, and that's how people see him, that like he's not hiding his little like back and forth, and Jacob is kind of hiding his back and forth like little thing to a certain extent, and then it shows in New Moon and Eclipse.
Oh, oops! I just like excessive, but I agree with everything.
Yeah. So,
and
I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but to me, it makes so much sense that they would have their three big ones all the same, just reversed, and that they're both Cancers. Yeah. Because let's be honest, they're both very emotional people. And I want to say Jacob was a little bit more manipulative to Bella, but Edward also had some manipulative.
Yeah, he did.
Qualities to him, and that's their Cancer moon. So
yeah, oh god, I love that.
We chiseled at the stone here. We're knocking barriers down. Love that. Okay, let's get on to. I want to talk about Emmett and Rosalie.
Okay, yes. I do want to touch on that the last two characters that are canon with birthdays are Riley and Bree.
Oh, we can get into
Riley is a Libra, and Bree is a Pisces.
Okay.
And Say what you want. What?
Okay, so I 100% see Riley being a Libra, only because he was easy to manipulate.
And you want to know something? Him being a Libra kind of makes me look more into thinking Victoria is a Cancer.
I actually have her down here or something too, I think. I have her as something else, but we'll get to her right now. But I do think that he was easy to manipulate, and then also like he could not handle it. He
could not. You making a Libra make decisions.
Never.
Like, no.
My sister's a Libra.
My best friend's a Libra. I love her to death. But she, like, we always make fun of each other because, like, I'm a Virgo and she's a Libra. And so it's like every time we, like, want to make, my dad's a Libra. That's another thing. And it's like, where do we want to go to eat? Doesn't know. Does not know what we're gonna eat. I have to be the one to decide.
Yeah, my sister Jaden, she's the one that plays Among Us with us sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a Libra, and she's I do want to say about Libras, they're very trusting of people. Sometimes a little too trusting. So that's why I can see where Riley is a Libra, because he was very trusting of Victoria after only knowing her, for the minute that he did. And they're very gullible. I love all my. I besides my sister, the only other Libra I think I know is one of my friends. But I love her. She's amazing. I love Libras. They're very.
I do too.
They're very well. The ones that I know are kind of very affectionate and caring. So love Libras. And then I can see Bree being Pisces because. Well, at least because I have Brie Tanner. I actually got the book. I need to read it. But I can see her being Pisces because I think that she is probably like well liked.
Yeah.
And I mean, even in the fandom, like everyone like loves Brie.
Like, yeah. Let me look at Pisces real quick because there's another character in the Cullens who I think is a Pisces.
Me too. I have that one down. I have someone that I think in the Cullens that is a Pisces. But I do know that Pisces, they're so well liked by everyone because I heard, in my research previous to this, when I was like studying zodiacs and stuff like that, that Pisces have like qualities of every single zodiac sign. So then, like,
yeah,
you can become a friend with the Pisces and see, like, a little bit of yourself in them. Like, it's kind of like they adapt to the situations and stuff like that. So I think that Pisces are usually well-liked. I've never met a Pisces that I don't like, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, it says, the Pisces woman is sweet and compassionate. She cares a lot, sometimes too much, about others. She wants to help people in need in a totally selfless way. And then, does not only have qualities, her main flaw is that she is easily influenced.
Who do you?
So
who is the Cullen woman that you have?
Esme.
I have Alice.
You have Alice?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have Esme because like when I think of Alice as a Virgo because of like how outgoing she is and like how neat and like she loves to plan and organize things, and also kind of like let me pull up Virgo.
I have her as a Pisces because these were the main qualities that stuck out to me. She's compassionate. She's artistic, intuitive, gentle, and trusting. That's why I put her as Pisces.
Yeah, I can see it too. Maybe
it's for sure in
probably
her 3.
Yeah, it's in her 3.
And I think
because what got me with her being a Virgo was the weaknesses, which were like critical, nitpicky, workaholic, and then there was getting things done. Cause like especially like in Breaking Dawn with like planning the wedding and like everything had to like no, it's gonna be like this. We're gonna plan ahead. It's gonna be so big and. So yeah, I think maybe one of them, like maybe her rising or something is.
Yeah, I think so for sure too because I was thinking maybe her sun is a Pisces, and then maybe her moon is Virgo. Or it could be switched. I think it might be like her sun and moon. But I think for Esme, I put Libra. Only because...
Oh, you put Libra?
Yeah, I think it might be like... I wasn't doing like just sun. I just think that like that's what they have in their big three. Because I think she's cooperative. She's diplomatic, gracious, and it says here indecisive, which she never really shows indecisive-ness, but that's just like a quality of Libra. They're indecisive. We said that. Yeah. We said that.
Yeah. I had put Pisces for Esme because when I was looking at some of the strengths on this website, it said like Pisces are big-hearted and like encouraging and supportive. They're very flexible and easygoing and accepting. And so that's what I think of Esme. So I was like, I feel like this is definitely in her.
It makes sense because I kind of see Esme and Alice have a lot of similarities. So yeah. I can see them both having Pisces and Libra in their big three, but just like opposite of that. Because Esme is more quiet, and then I think Alice is just like jumping out there. So I think I agree with you that Alice's sun is probably Virgo, but might have a Pisces moon or rising. And then Esme is for sure Pisces, and then Libra as her moon or rising.
Yeah, it like blends good together.
Mm-hmm. So I want to talk about Emmett and Rosalie for a minute, because when I was doing research, a lot of people were saying that Emmett is an Aries because he's bold, direct, blindly optimistic, and willful, and that Rosalie is a Leo, which I agree with.
You think she's a Leo?
I do because well, a lot of the Aries I've known, it probably has a lot to do with their other signs, but some of the Aries that I've known as like friends, I don't get along with, or we've had problems. My mom is an Aries, but also like my mom and I growing up were like best friends. Like I could tell her anything, and I kind of see that with Emmett and Rosalie, and because they're very fiery together. They're both fire signs, so it's like a very like passionate, heated, like loving relationship. And then the reason that they think that Rosalie is a Leo because she's theatrical, vain, proud, and confident.
Yeah. So I do think she's got a Leo. It probably would be her sun is a Leo, but I kind of think either her rising or moon is a Scorpio.
I see that.
Because when I was reading Scorpio, the strengths were like determination, courageous, natural leaders. And then when I read, that's Aries. Oops, I was looking at Aries. Oops. So the strengths of a Scorpio are devoted and loyal, observant, deep and complex, which I think of Rosalie because with her history and everything. And then when I read the weaknesses of Scorpio, it was jealous, possessive, secretive, belligerent, and unforgiving.
Also stubborn.
Moody. Pushy. Moody. Too picky.
Scorpio is in November. Beginning of November.
Yeah, we're in Scorpio season right now.
My dad's a Scorpio.
Rachel's a Scorpio.
Yes. I
shout out to Rachel. Her birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday, Rachel. Oh, the episode's going to come out Rachel. A day after your birthday, but happy belated. Yes.
Yeah.
What's it called? I've always liked Scorpios, which is, I think that Leos and Scorpios work well together. My dad's a Scorpio. He's like a big goofy guy. Like he's super goofy. And then... Yeah,
I like Scorpios. I get along with them really well.
My mother-in-law is also a Scorpio, and her and I get along pretty well too. And then I had a professor. His name was Brian Warren. He's the goofiest old man I've ever met in my life. And he's a Scorpio. And he reminded me so much of my dad. So whenever I was like at school, he was like my school dad in a way. And it was so funny because he would show us like, well, he's not that old, right? He's like in his 50s, 60s maybe, and he would show us old pictures of himself and be like, you see that guy right there? He's a stud and a half. It was so funny.
Oh, I love that.
I know, he's amazing. I love him. Actually, weird, off topic, but I think Lorraine Warren, and
yes,
they own the Annabelle doll. What's her
Yeah, the demonologist.
Yes, what is her husband's name?
Ed.
Okay, Ed and Lorraine Warren. He's actually related to them.
Oh my god! Yeah. Okay, that's so cool. I love the Conjuring movies, and I used to, even though I'm not really, I wasn't so spiritual, but I always was fascinated by like ghosts and like demons and stuff. So I would do so much research on them, and I'm like,
yeah.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
I forgot if he's related to her or him, but I do know that he's related. I guess he's related to him because his last name is Warren.
Yeah.
So yeah, because he has like a little poster in his room, like the Conjuring poster, and I think at the bottom it says like based on true events from like Ed and Lorraine Warren, and he circled and put like, all right, that's my family.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Like, wow. That's a flex.
So he's never gonna listen to the podcast, right? But shout out to him because he's a great professor. So Scorpios. We love Scorpios.
Love Scorpios.
So back to Emmett and Rosalie. I think that to them, their relationship makes so much sense to me, especially with their zodiac signs.
Yeah.
Especially because, I'm a Leo, right? So I can see her like kind of like hot-headedness, and whenever she and Aries, I think, like to joke around a lot and play. And so
they're goofballs.
Whenever, you know what? I could also maybe see Emmett having Scorpio too.
Probably
because he's a big goofy guy. But what's it called? He when he plays around with her and she's just like so annoyed, but like she knows that like there's just like a connection with them that I think is great.
Okay, I'm reading this one thing about Scorpio, and it just reminds me because, okay, this is a little, PG-13, but it says, like, Scorpio people often have on their mind yielding to basic human impulses, appreciate anything that is erotic, sensual, and more. And I'm just, like, thinking of how Edward said that, those two would... Yep.
They had
I'm like, okay, they have to.
Yeah.
It's got to be. They're one of their something, and they've got Scorpio in their chart.
Something, yeah. So another person that I had as Scorpio, was Jane.
Ooh.
Because it says resourceful, passionate, stubborn, and jealous, and I could see jealousness towards whenever like maybe not jealous, but just like resentful or just like annoyed when at the end when Bella's like shielding everyone and she's like, are you kidding me? Like, what are you doing, ma'am?
Yeah. I can see that because of her having Scorpio. I had her down for Leo, but I can understand with Scorpio, especially because like Scorpio, one of their weaknesses is belligerent and unforgiving, and she, even centuries after what happened to her and Alex, she still is like, unforgiving and has that anger for what happened.
And so it just said here that she's resourceful, which makes sense as to why Arrow wanted her, because she's resourceful to him. And I also think that I don't think she would ever leave the Volturi, but if there was ever a chance for her to become a member of the Cullens, that I think that she would be an amazing like vegetarian vampire.
Yeah.
Because I think that that she would, because right now in her, I don't know how vampire obviously vampire powers can evolve over time. Like we know that like Bella at first could only shield her mind and herself, and then she was able to project that and shield a group of people. So she like evolves and she learns how to like control that. And then eventually to the point where she can like project her let her shield down and project her mind to Edward. And I think that that brings into another topic that I don't think we discussed before, but I feel like over time vampires can evolve their powers. So I wonder if Jane were to join the Cullens, because maybe she had like a change of heart or whatever, that I think that she would be able to evolve her power of pain into something that, like, something good or something that's not just like her pain. Because right now what she's doing, I read that her power is all the pain that she felt towards like when they were like burning them, right? That's what she's like, that's her power, because she's like projecting the pain she felt. But I wonder if she would be able to project any feeling onto anyone if she ended up like evolving, because right now that pain or this like evilness is all she's like really known.
And it's encouraged by, you know, the Volturi.
So I wonder how, if she were to be a part of the Cullens, like how that would change for her and how Carlisle would help her evolve. Because it seems like all the Cullens have something, they all have something that can be dangerous. And you know, like reading minds is also like, you know, if Edward really wanted to use that for evil, he could. The future,
because it's an invasion of privacy.
Like the future, Jasper's mood controlling could all be something used for evil, as we see with Renata. Is it her, or who controls Marcus to make him stay there? Chelsea. So just like how she can control his mood to make him happy and like want to be there, like all of their powers can be used for evil. So I wonder how her power could be used for good, if that makes sense.
That's an interesting take. And who knows what might happen in the new books coming out.
You never know.
Stephanie,
I think that we need some Volturi members to like rebel a little. And
oh my god, Dimitri, he didn't even want to leave Amun. He wanted to stay in the Egyptian coven, and then Chelsea was able to get her ropes into him. So that's the thing that makes me wonder if her influence on Dimitri was cut, would he be like one of the easiest ones to leave, because he wasn't wanting to go there at first. He didn't want to leave Amun.
That's why I'm like it'd be so curious just to see, like, I have a feeling that even though Jane is like this like super guarded like person, that she would probably be one of the easiest ones to leave. Just because she's always known like the bullying and the people, like the townspeople hating her, and she's always known pain. So that transition to me would be like just like wild.
I want to see her have a talk with Esme. I feel like Esme just showing motherly love and compassion to her can do it.
I know. That's what, oh my goodness. I've created a false narrative in my brain, and I'm like going to be so upset if she does not turn good. Because a lot of people like Jane.
I love Jane.
Yeah.
I have my little pop figure over there.
I think that she's a misunderstood character. When you look at their backstory, it's like super sad, and you know, they were kind of like I don't want to say groomed, because that's like not a nice word, but they were kind of groomed by Arrow a little bit to kind of like bend to his will, and he could have let them die, but he didn't, and so then he became the savior to them.
He used them for a purpose. Like they had a purpose.
So I guess if Jane is a Scorpio or Leo, then that would make Alec a Scorpio or Leo too.
Yeah, because they're twins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
And I don't think I ever see Alec wanting to leave the Volturi.
He would only do it if Jane did it.
Yeah. I think that would be his deciding factor. Like, if Jane's gonna do it, like, fine, I'll go along, but I'm not gonna be happy about it, you know, like, kind of thing. And they're children. They're like 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah.
So like, it's just
they never got to live.
They need an Esme in their life. They need Esme.
They need Esme. Stephanie, let Esme. Let Esme take a plane to Voltura, kick Aro's ass, and take the twins.
You know she would. She would go full Mama Bear.
I think someone on Tumblr wrote an AU where that happened, like that scenario happened where Esme went to Voltura and she took the twins.
She was like, y'all are coming with me.
You're my new children.
Oh my goodness, jeez. Okay, let's talk, since we're already in the topic of Volturi, let's talk about Arrow.
Okay, so let's just name some of his characteristics first. He's greedy. Mm-hmm. He's evil.
Yes.
He's possessive. Like he tries to come off, but he's very possessive of, his members. Mm-hmm. He puts on this facade. You know what? I feel like he's got a Gemini somewhere in there because he kind of puts on these two different acts where he's benevolent and like very, outgoing and everything to make him kind of likable, especially like when Bella first meets him and all that. He puts on this like play and then turn around and he is this very hostile person. So I feel like he's got Gemini somewhere in there.
For sure.
I can't think of what his son would probably be.
I have Aquarius.
Ooh.
Because it says here Aquarius is original, and I don't want to say his idea is original, like of starting this coven to control vampires, because it's not, because people had the Romanians were in charge before. But I think where he gets the originality from is wanting to recruit people who have powers.
Yeah.
And that
makes his entire coven just so unique.
Yeah. And I think that's where he gets the originality from, because if he didn't, he could have just started like a plain old coven, but then he wouldn't hold all this power. And he wouldn't, and it's the fact of like seeking out humans who have these abilities before they are even turned, and like experimenting and seeing like, oh, this person, these two kids are witches, or get accused of this stuff, so let me turn them and see how they're like, what their power is going to be.
Ooh, yeah. And to put a little insight also, I think maybe he might have Capricorn in there, because I just read the weaknesses of Capricorn, mm-hmm. and it says cynical, greedy, superficial, sarcastic, he's not emotionless, but the strengths say sophisticated and calculating. Mm-hmm. So I think he's probably got a bit of Capricorn in there. So
I think so too. And I think that another reason why I said he was Aquarius is because he's temperamental. So
yeah,
I can see that hardcore. And I think I might have another. Oh, I don't have another. I don't have another Volturi member. I think that's it. But I do want to say that Marcus is probably... Ooh, what is Marcus?
He's dead inside.
He's dead, yeah. that's for sure.
Probably a Libra. I don't know.
Maybe, I also get like Scorpio vibes from him.
Yeah.
Just because I feel... Oh, go for it.
Oh, wait, no, finish your thing and then I'll...
I said I feel like we don't get to see like the true Marcus because of the control that he's holding on, that he's being held by, but I feel like he's a lovebird because he wanted to leave with his wife, and that's very emotional. Like that's very like something like an emotionally aware person would do. Yeah, so I feel like I get Libra vibes from him too.
Yeah. Thinking about it, I kind of feel that Marcus, before Dinami died and everything happened, I feel like he would be the male counterpart to Esme. I feel like he would kind of be very, because of what he would have sacrificed for her to get like a better so maybe he has like a Pisces in there somewhere, or what else did we say for Esme? Pisces and Libra. So
yeah, I could see that. And then I just feel I'm so sad that Diddy died, because we could have seen. I really feel that if they left and maybe adopted other ideals like the Cullens, that they would have had their own little coven of good vampires.
They could have taken Jade and Alec and given them a good life.
Yeah, so sad. Oh, that's it.
Freaking Arrow.
I hate Arrow. Hate him.
We don't stand.
Okay, so one that we don't know, I wanted to talk about Bella's parents really quickly, because I feel like Charlie reminds me of my dad a lot. I want to say that he's a Scorpio, but also not 100% sure, because we don't have a birthday for him. But he tries to joke around a little bit.
I laugh at Charlie all the time. I love it.
Yeah, I feel like he's a
famous
Scorpio.
ladies man.
And then I think that Renee might be an Aries.
Oh, I think so too.
Cause she's very I want to spread my wings and fly type of vibes. And then
my mom is an Aries, and not okay. My mom I don't know what my mom's moon sign is. Oh no, I think my mom's moon sign is a Virgo, which oh my god. But she's an Aries, and some of the outgoing characteristics of Aries that we see in Renee, I'm like, wow, that reminds me of my mom.
My mom's also an Aries, so I get those. That's why I'm the Charlie and Renee remind me of my parents. So I was like, okay, if I'm thinking that term, I'm then Charlie has to be a Scorpio, and then Renee is an Aries, and it totally makes sense that she's an Aries, because she just wants to be independent and go on new adventures and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Which kind of and I think that it makes sense that coming from the single mother household that she came from, that why she kind of had to baby her mama in certain aspects.
Yeah.
I see that.
So, I just want to say that we are an hour and 2 minutes in. So, and the two Cullens that we haven't talked about are Jasper and Carlisle.
Okay, let's get into them.
Yeah, if we want to get into them before we go to your segment.
I can't believe this took forever. It's okay. Actually,
it was good. This was fun.
On our last episode, it was a little longer, but we've had pretty good
conversation.
Good feedback from it too. Oh, there's a little kitten at my door trying to get in. No.
You literally said "aw" and then no with the heart.
No. So Jasper, I want to hear your thoughts here.
Okay, so I have Jasper down as Libra or Capricorn. At first I thought Libra, but then I was like, you know what? Honestly, Jasper kind of, And then when I read Capricorn, when I read the Capricorn man personality, it says the Capricorn man is a discreet and solitary man. He is a man who acts in the shadows and who cares very little about receiving praise and recognition. And then it said, behind this facade of cold and distant, he hides someone with a tender heart, which how he was with Alice. Mm-hmm. Very few friends, knows how to show himself generous with the loved ones, and then very attached to family ties, and serious and everything. So that's why I had with how I had Alice as a Virgo, because Virgo and Capricorns are compatible with each other. So it's I thought those two, I was that kind of makes sense, especially if they had those two signs in their big three.
Yeah. I was also going to say, I think Jasper has Virgo qualities. The loyal, analytical, kind, hardworking. So I think he might have Virgo in his big three, but I can also see Capricorn for him as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what do you have for Carlisle?
So Carlisle, I didn't really do a lot of research on him. I have him as a Taurus, but I kind of maybe also think he would be an Aquarius.
I have him as a Sagittarius. All the research I did, kind of hinted at him being Sagittarius, but I also see a lot of Libra or Cancer qualities in him. I would probably lean more towards Libra than Cancer, only because of that kind of the caring for other aspect of him. So I have him as a Sagittarius because he's generous, idealistic, and then some qualities of the Libra would be, the trustworthiness and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I see him.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think I know who's a Sagittarius. I'm trying to think. What Sagittarius is in December, at beginning of December?
It's I think the cycle starts the week of Thanksgiving, and then it goes into right before Christmas.
Oh, my maid of honor is a Sagittarius, and I can see her. That makes sense to me then, that Carlisle would be a Sagittarius because they're very caring and giving and trustworthy. Yeah, I can see that 100%. Yeah.
I think the only Sagittarius I know is my friend Courtney, who I met my sophomore year of college. She since graduated. She was a senior when I was a sophomore, and I can definitely see it because she was very hardworking and loyal and everything. But you ticked her off, it's you better watch out. And it reminds me of Carlisle when the battle Vision had started.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So you had mentioned someone earlier that I kind of wanted to get into with Victoria, because you said that you thought that she was a Cancer, and I think that she also might have some Gemini qualities, which is interesting because if she has Cancer and Gemini, then she's similar to Edward, because Edward's Gemini sun, and we agreed Cancer moon. So that makes sense because I feel like James, it's kind of like Edward would do anything for Bella. That it was literally the same thing, but just Victoria, she was willing to die or put herself in danger to avenge her mate. And I feel like Edward, if Bella died or something, that he would either want to kill himself, like what he did in New Moon, or avenge her,
Yeah. I can see that. Especially because, how you said that we think that Edward has Cancer moon. So and Cancers are, very manipulative. So, and it was very easy for her to manipulate Riley, who's a Libra. Mm-hmm. So it definitely makes sense.
I could definitely see her sun being Cancer, the main one. And then and then moon being Gemini, because Gemini controls your emotions.
Oh yeah, and she definitely acted.
And Geminis are impulsive, agile, cunning, aloof. Yeah. So, I definitely see that.
Did you put anyone for James?
I didn't.
You didn't? So, so we kind of know that James didn't really, maybe he did love Victoria, but at the end of the day, he did whatever he had to do for personal gain. And so that makes me kind of think, and Cancers love hard, which makes sense for how in love Victoria was for James. And while he may have loved her, at the end of the day, it was personal gain. He was kind of greedy. Mm-hmm. He was very impulsive and sadistic. So when I was doing some research, I think he has the qualities of a Leo or Capricorn.
I see that. I was gonna say I agree with that. When you were talking, I was thinking about the other vampires that we met in Breaking On. I was thinking Benjamin, because I have a little theory about him and his powers, that he controls all the elements, right? And not only when I was thinking like he controls all the elements, I was like, Pisces have a little bit of all of the zodiac, so I feel like Benjamin might be Pisces, just for the plain fact that he can control all these elements. So that's little theory.
I like that theory. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
And also Benjamin is just a sweetheart.
So we are well into the show. We're pretty good amount into the show. So I guess it's time for my segment.
Yeah.
So for Raven's recommendation this week, I actually went to the movies yesterday, and I don't go to the movies a lot. We talked last time about movies, and we know that I don't watch a lot of movies because it's very hard for a show or a movie to catch my attention for me to be like, I need to go see that and spend money on seeing it, unless like it's Twilight or Titanic or Harry Potter. So there's the new movie just came out yesterday. It's called Freaky, and it's I've
heard of that.
Yes. I saw this and I was like, I have to go watch this. It's rated R, so if you're under 18 or 17, well, here in Texas it's 17, but if you're under 18, maybe go watch it with a parent. It does have some language things in it that are not so good, and it's a little graphic, kind of like in the killing part, because there's some like murders in it. I want to read to you guys the description, because there's like no other way that I could like explain it without reading the description. Let me see. Freaky. So it says Freaky is a 2020 American comedy horror film directed by Christopher Landon. He's the one that did the Happy Death Day movies.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, those are. I really like those movies too. It's a twist on Freaky Friday. The film tells the story of a high school student who unintentionally switches body with a serial killer. So it's kind of like I talked about this last time, I think. I was like, oh, I really want to go see it. I saw it, and it's super funny. It does have a little bit of jump scares here and there. I went with my husband, my best friend Sam, and then my cousin and my sister. And my best friend Sam and me are like, we're both Leos, and we're both like our energy together is just the weirdest thing ever. But we're both like here, like something wasn't gonna happen, and I was like this at the screen, like I don't want to see it.
Oh my gosh, I want to see that so bad because it has Vince Vaughn, and I love his movies. He's
amazing. He was really good in it. He embodies a teenage girl very well.
Oh, I love it.
Yay! It is the funniest thing ever. It's funny. It's funny, and it has its like little like kind of like suspenseful things. I think it's a very good. I really liked it. Like I said, there are some like language things. So if you're not into like language, there's a part where the two best friends of the girl are running away. No spoilers, but it happens in the trailer. The two best friends are running away from their friend who switched the body with the killer, and he goes, I'm gay, you're black, we're gonna die first, like we always die.
I saw that in the trailer, and that's what sold me. I was like, I have to see this movie.
And my best friend Sam is gay, and he was like, me. I was like, oh my goodness,
my gosh, I want to see it.
Yeah,
oh my God,
it's a really good movie.
Good.
So that is my recommendation for the week, is that if you can go, you have, $8 to spend on a movie ticket. That's how much it is here. I'm not sure about everywhere else, but it's a really good movie. It's funny. Take some friends with you. You'll laugh your butt off, and for lack of better words, because I've already slipped a few words here and there.
I am the words. I kind of I like scratched myself, and I kind of like muttered the F word, and I was like, oh no.
That's okay. We're adults. It's fine.
We're adults.
But yeah, so that is my recommendation for the week.
Hey, I'm gonna have to take into that recommendation and go see.
Yes, you definitely should. Are the Wolfpack people? I didn't write anything down for them, but I think that Paul is either. I think Paul might be an Aries.
I was just gonna say because he was a goofball. Like he was a goofball. He reminds me of Emmett a lot.
That's what I was gonna say. That it would make sense that he is an Aries because him and Emmett like kind of parallel each other.
You want to know who else I think matches their energy and could probably also be an Aries?
Who?
Felix, because in the book, I just dropped my pen. In the book, Felix was such like a goofball and a flirt, and he would always like any clips in like the scene in Eclipse. When the Volturi showed up, Bella, she says, like, I saw Felix, I can then, tell by his giant statue, he, like, lifted up his face where I could faintly see his eyes and sent me a wink. And I was all like, you, sir, are an Aries.
I can see that. Okay, I actually had this, like, interesting parallel that I was just thinking about, Cullens are a coven. And the wolf people the wolf pack are a tribe, right? What if they kind of have like one person in the Cullens always kind of parallels another person in the wolf pack, just like Edward parallels Jacob. I think that Jacob's father parallels Carlisle.
I'm gonna write this down.
So I have and then I think that Rosalie parallels Leah.
Oh, for sure.
I think I don't really have one for Seth. Because I think Emmett parallels Paul. I could see Seth paralleling oddly enough Bella. Or Bella or Renesmee, just because they're the youngest of the group in a way, right? Like, because the other ones are just older. But I could see also him paralleling Emmett. I think it just depends. But I think if we're thinking of terms of that I could see Seth paralleling Renesmee just in terms of like equalness or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that right now because I was like, okay, and then the same thing, or either Sam could parallel Carlisle, and then Emily parallels Esme. Ease, they both start with E's. And then Billy parallels Charlie.
Yeah, oh. You know who Seth could also parallel with?
Who?
Alice.
Yeah, oh, okay, yes. And then if we're thinking about Jasper, I think the ones that we haven't talked about in the wolf pack are Embry and
Quill and Jared.
So it has to be, which one of those are like the quieter ones out of all three of them?
Jared is loud. He was very out in Labyrinth.
Because remember he flirted with Bella. He like said something to Bella.
Yeah, Quill was kind of confident. He also very flirted. I think Embry.
Yeah. So Embry,
I think he matches Embry.
Embry parallels Jasper, but I was just thinking about that because you were saying you had said something about we were talking about Paul and Emmett and how they kind of like match, and I was like, okay, well, if Edward and Jacob are they're like the same kind of and then I started thinking about all of it and I was like, whoa, wait, give me a second, this is weird. So it's like it's really interesting because I think that even if let's say that Bella ended up choosing to stay with Jacob or be with Jacob or Edward never came back or whatever, that she would have played the same role in each of the families, because she's an outsider, a human coming in. They're both mythical people, like they're mythical beings, right? They both have a secret that they can't really tell people. I don't think the Volturi, the wolves don't have like a higher like being, do they? Like they don't have people that control. It's just kind of like their lead.
They have the elders,
yeah,
who are like, you know, every tribe has their elders.
Yeah, but they don't have like some like how the Cullens have like the Volturi to like control the vampire world. They don't have like some elders that control them. So, but you could also look at it like the elders are kind of like the Volturi, because they tell the tales of, you know, of the cold ones and all these things to the younger tribe members or wolf pack members or whatever. And I hope I'm using the correct terms. I guess I'm not like that quite versed in terms for that. But that I think that's pretty interesting that I can see someone in each coven or each little like family like paralleling each other.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. I can't think of words to contribute because I kind of agree with everything.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird when you think about it. Like, when you make the connection, it's like, wait, what is happening here?
Like,
what rabbit hole did I just go down? Jeez.
I love going down those rabbit holes. Conspiracy theories.
That's a weird thing to think about.
Stephanie, can you tell us anything? Like,
Stephanie Meyer, please confirm or deconfirm. Are we just being stupid?
Because, like, I mean, it's her story. She said that she has literally, she knows the story of everything and, like, all the details. So it's like, can you, like, just tell us, like, give us an inside look? Like,
yeah,
you should do this on purpose.
The only reason I started thinking about it because I was like, Paul and Emmett are too similar to not, like have some kind of like what is it called, like metaphor, you know, like there's someone too similar in the wolf pack and in the Olympic coven.
They're like counterparts.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it has to be some kind of like metaphor for like, I don't know, Bella and her choice, right? Because she would get like the same thing, even if she stayed with Jacob. But then she wouldn't be fulfilled in the way that she wanted to, because she wanted to be a vampire. But she would still like get the family fulfillment, if that made sense.
Yeah, it's wow.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I'm kind of like speechless right now.
I love it.
I'm like, what did I just bring up? Like, why?
No, it's so good because it makes so much sense.
It does. That's crazy. Wow.
Oh my god, this episode was great. I'm sorry, I just had to say that.
This was a good episode.
This was cherishes Edward Cullen.
The Conjuring.
Stephanie, you ain't slick. We see what you did here. We see what you did with
the parallels.
Mm-hmm.
The metaphors. I'm like a little flabbergasted.
Oh my god.
I've never had to use that word before, but I feel like this is like the perfect time to use that word.
You know that you know that meme of the guy, I don't know what show it's from, but it looks like he hasn't slept in days and he has the cigarette and it's the map and he's like, that's literally you right now connecting the dots.
Yeah. I think so. I wonder if anyone else has made this like connection. Are we the pilots for this connection?
I don't know. I have not seen anything like that on Tumblr.
I haven't seen anyone talk about it either. I have seen people say that like Paul is the Emmett of the wolf pack. I've seen things like that. But I think that after connecting the dots with Jacob and Edward they have to have the same three, like big main three. And the fact that they're both cancers, just for Bella to like love them enough, like they have to. And I'm just like, it's too similar to be a coincidence.
It is. Unless this is the biggest coincidence that could ever have happened. It just...
If anyone is listening and you're like, This makes no sense. Just please let us know. Join.
This episode's gonna air, and we're gonna be in the live chat, and everybody's gonna be like, "What are they talking about?"
They're gonna be like, "Guys, everyone knew this."
You're late to the party.
You're late. I know. Fake fans. Someone cancel us. Mayor, please cancel us. Oh, okay. Before we get into okay. I was gonna say because the person popped into my head, Jessica.
Oh, ooh.
She has
Scorpio.
A Leo.
I said Leo or Scorpio.
I could see Leo, honestly, but she's like, I think she's like a July Leo, like at the end of July. I don't think she's an August Leo, because August Leos are a little emotional. But she's no offense, my best friend Sam is a July Leo, and I was about to be like, July Leos are a little vain, because Leos can be vain in general, but I feel like July Leos, the ones that I've met besides my best friend Sam, love him so much, are kind of like vain in a way. Yeah. So I see that happening. I see that. What about Angela?
I think she's a Pisces.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say that too.
She's very, likable, and Bella was able to just fit with her so well. So I think she's a Pisces. She reminds me of Esme.
We deserved more Angela Bella content.
We did.
I think that.
Why did they have to take out that scene in Eclipse?
I know.
Deleted scene. I was like,
Angela was a friend that Bella needed.
Yes.
And I think that something just popped into my head.
What?
I know that Angela and Eric are dating, but what if
Raven, what are you about to drop on me right now?
What if Jacob imprints on Angela?
Ah! No! Cut that out right now! She is too good for him!
But she's the change that he needs.
I know!
Oh no, not Jacob. I'm sorry, not Jacob.
Embry,
yes.
Okay, Embry. I will love her and Embry together. Jacob.
I don't know why.
Absolutely.
Jacob imprinted. That's a situation for another time. I meant to just say, I meant to say a member of the Wolfpack. If a member of the Wolfpack imprinted on Angela, because I could see her totally fitting into that world.
Oh my god. This just reminds me of something.
What?
I read a fan fiction.
Oh no.
And they had Angela as a witch, but she was the mate of Felix.
Oh.
And I was like, I had no idea. I was like, wait, what is the energy created in the studio right now?
Dang. That's okay. I feel a little bad for trying to get Angela with Jacob. I did not mean to say Jacob. Someone cancel me, please. That's not what I meant to say. Okay, but I was also going to say, I feel like Angela would fit so well into this like mystical universe. And I think that she, like you said, that she reminds you of Esme. I can see her being like a very compassionate, like caring person, like Esme. That would be her quality, kind of like her power. Like that's Esme's like powers, her extra like compassionate being. So yeah. I need Embry to imprint on Angela, and then he tells her all the secrets.
I need Embry to do that to Angela, and I need Leah to imprint on Felix. Please.
That's what. Okay, we're gonna. So for everyone listening, this episode was supposed to be 2 topics. The zodiac sign. Actually, it was supposed to be 3, but we cut it down right before we started to only 2. But I guess the zodiac sign it was too good. And we feel like the other topic that we were going to talk about needs its own episode just because it's also like a pretty big topic. So the next episode on November 30th will be about hybrid children, or in the fantasy world. So not just in Twilight, but in all worlds, Vampire Diaries, which is where I think they mentioned hybrid children a lot in the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, because there's quite a couple in...
Yeah. And then Harry Potter, because we have, like, the children that are, like, Hermione, Half-Blood and all that stuff. Yeah, and then in just in general and all the fantasy.
Percy Jackson has a lot of different hybrid children because, demigod, and they had centaurs, so...
Yeah, so we are projecting for that episode to also be, or that topic to be a pretty big one and long, so we didn't want to, kind of, like, stop talking about the zodiac signs and then jump into the hybrid children and kind of, like, half-ass it, if I will say.
Yeah.
Because you guys deserve quality content and conversation.
Yeah, and... This episode, before I get into my segment, this episode was probably my favorite so far. Yes, and the cards aligned. The cards were right.
Yes, we love the cards. So before we get into Rhe segment, I think we're pretty much done talking about zodiac signs. I think we're well versed into that.
Yeah.
Before we talk about get to Rhe's weekly read. I want to say that last week we said that there was like a little surprise. Maybe some of you guys are coming from that surprise. But I was able to get a one-on-one call, a 4-minute one-on-one call with Ashley Green and another one with Peter Facinelli. I have the pictures. If you guys want to see, hold on.
If you're listening on Spotify, go to the YouTube when you get the chance and just skip all the way to the end.
Yes. And if you're listening on Spotify and you're like, I don't want to go do that, then you can go to I guess my Instagram or our TikTok or our Instagram too. I'll post it on there. But here's my picture with Ashley. You probably can't even see it that well just because of the thing, but that's me and Ashley on a Zoom call. And then this is me and Peter on a Zoom call. He's so cute.
He's so cute. His smile.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So I actually recently on our TikTok we put Ashley was so kind and did a promo video for us. I shared with Rhe the full video. And she said some pretty amazing things about I don't even want to say it.
Wait, I don't know if I did get the full video yet.
Oh, maybe not. But okay.
Not yet.
Did you get the full?
You told me what went down in the call, but I don't think I've actually seen like the full video yet.
Yeah, so I don't want to drop any like spoilers for Ashley, but apparently she's in talks for someone to do a podcast possibly, and she said that she was going to look at our podcast for some ideas, and then she even went as far as saying that possibly getting us as guests or something like that. I don't want to say it's not 100% confirmed, but she did say it that because that she was like obviously she would have to talk about Twilight at some point, but that she had said something that how she's not like not that she's not the biggest fan, but she said that like the fans know a lot more than probably what they do. So that's why she would want some people to get on there, and she kind of hinted, and then she also said she would like check out our podcast.
Oh my God, Ashley, if you ever see this, queen,
we love you. We love you here.
Like, oh my God, I just cut.
Did you see her hair, her new hairdo?
Yes.
Alice with long hair.
Amazing. She looks amazing. Oh my God. It suits her so well.
It does.
Oh my God. Oh my God, Ashley. So I'm still practicing my leg kicks. You probably don't remember, but it's okay because I got a cameo from her, for my birthday. Kenzie, shout out to Kenzie, had got me a cameo. And told Ashley that I was working on my leg kicks.
Oh, I love that.
In the cameo, she mentioned, she was like, I heard you've been practicing your leg kicks to recreate the Alice baseball scene. And she said at the end, she was like, I really want to see this when you do it. I was like, oh my God.
I love that.
I was like, I have to, the queen.
You have to now, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, and then I had a conversation with Peter. I have not put out he did a little promo, but I do actually wrote down our podcast name. She was like, she was like, because I was like, oh, the Bite podcast. That's what I had asked her to say. And then she was like, and she like wrote down the Instagram. I was like, at the Bite, she was like, oh, it's called the Bite podcast. And she like put like down the name, and I was like, oh, on Instagram it's at the Bite podcast RR. And she was like, okay, she like wrote it down. I saw her write it down. And then I also, Peter at the end, oh my gosh, Peter, at the end of my Zoom call with Peter, he asked me, he was like, oh, well, what's your TikTok? I'll check it out. And then I was like, oh my God, it's Raven with 2 N's, Woods. I was like, Raven and Woods. And he was like, oh, and then he said it. Like, he said it. He was like, yes! And I spelled it. I was like, I think I spelled it out for him. I was like, RAVENNWOODS. And he was like, that's easy to remember. And I was like, so
he's gonna remember you.
I know. If he checked it out, I will die. So there's a chance that Peter probably checked out my TikTok. And I told Ashley about like TikTok too, and I was like, thanks to Twilight or whatever, like started a podcast I on TikTok, and I told her about the NBC interview I did, and she was so she was so curious about it. She's like, so how does it work? Do you like, if there's 2 characters, are you like playing 2 different characters? And I was like, yeah. I was like, pretty much. And then I was like, and then I told her how I was like, but recently that was like right after I had met Mare and Cherish. And I told her, that I was like, well, I just went to San Antonio to go meet 2 of my friends, and we did like some collab videos. And she was like, that's awesome. So if you're here from those promo videos, love you.
Hi.
Hello.
We love you. Welcome.
We hope you enjoyed this. Oh my goodness. God. So I just wanted to talk about that a little, because it shouldn't be a surprise anymore, because we already put those out, and I wanted to talk about it here a little bit on the podcast. But with that being said, it is now time for Rhe's segment. So I'm gonna mute myself and so she can be uninterrupted.
Oh, hey guys, it's Rhe here. So I have my little fancy book here, which is part of my Rhe's Weekly Read, where I just dive into a book that I've been reading or a series that I have and give you my thoughts and tell you to go read it if you are interested in it. So this is actually a book of poetry by Rupi Kaur. If you've ever heard of Milk and Honey, this is the same author. It's called The Sun and Her Flowers. And it is similar to Milk and Honey. It's her poetry. It's split into 5 parts, which really fit the theme because it's called The Sun and Her Flowers. So the 5 parts are like wilting, falling, rooting, rising, and blooming. And it goes through, I will say trigger warning, like if you have experienced like anxiety, depression, sexual assault, then this might not be go into it knowing that, because it does discuss those themes, especially in the second part, which is, I believe it's falling. Yeah, because I didn't know, and then when I read it, I was like, oh, because it's poetry, so they're talking about it in metaphor. It's like in metaphors, and it's like you don't realize it at first, but then as you're reading it and the way like the lines go, it's like, oh, this is detailing like something that is very dark. So I'm about halfway through it. I'm on part 3, rooting, so I had just gotten done with the one part, which you need to have like a trigger warning in advance before you go into reading it. I really like it. I really like reading poetry. It's something that like whenever I've had like a stressful day to like just relax and like cool down. And I really liked her first poetry book, Milk and Honey. So this one, I'm almost done with it, and yeah, so if you really like poetry and you're a fan of this author, I would recommend checking it out, but do be warned, it does deal with heavy topics, and there's a trigger warning that of sexual assault to keep in mind.
Is it the poetry that she writes, is it like based on her life?
I don't See, I kind of did some research. After I read that, I did some research to find out, like, if it's true. And I couldn't find anything indicating that she had been through it. So I don't know if this was, like, her way of saying that it had happened to her, which is very brave and courageous. And I'm just, like that's a very courageous thing to do. So I don't know if she was detailing an experience that happened to her, or if she was, like, if it's, like, because it tells a story, so I don't know if it's just telling the story of, like, the character she created that is, like, narrating this. I'll have to do more research after I finish it, but, yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. I liked Milk and Honey, and actually, we those of you that don't know, I'm a theater teacher. And we have to do poetry pieces for competition, and some of I'm always fascinated by these kids, because some of them choose some pretty heavy pieces, and most of the time it's sometimes a little sad, because most of the time we tell them, like, choose something that you feel like you can relate to, and when they choose something like that, it just kind of makes you think like wow, like, and
yeah,
that's. I want to cry now.
No, that's like, oh.
Yeah.
That really hit right there. Because, I mean, I do that too, and because I can relate to, when talking about, like, in the themes in here about, like, anxiety and depression, I can relate to that, because I've dealt with those, and it just,
yeah.
I can't even put into words.
That's crazy. Wow. Oh my goodness.
I didn't want to get too heavy.
I know. I don't want to make this sad, and we just both start crying. But no, it puts things into perspective that you don't really know, like, what like people are going through, and and sometimes I think that it's pretty brave of her to put something like this in a metaphoric, like, way. Because a lot of times poetry is beautiful. I have a poem on my arm right here. It's a Robert Frost poem. It's about, like, walking in the woods on a snowy day or something like that, and it's the very last stanza.
I love Robert Frost poems.
Yeah. And so what's really now we're talking about tattoos, but what I really love about this is so at the end of the poem says, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. And that's, like, the last. So the way that I see it is that life is, like, hard and tremulous, and you know, you sometimes just don't want to deal with it, but it says, but I have promises to keep, so, but I have things I have to do, and miles to go before I sleep is, like, in a long time before I die. Like, it's not my time right now, you know, kind of thing. To me, it's kind of like I don't want to say it because I don't want to trigger anyone or be insensitive, but I think you kind of think the theme that I'm talking about. Yeah. And what I really love about it is so my last name is Woods, and my dad actually wrote out his name, like, Robert Woods. Actually, I actually originally was going to get him to write, I had him write the entire poem. He didn't know what for, and he wrote it just terrible. And I was like, I'm not getting that tattooed on my body. But the word woods is actually in my dad's handwriting. I don't know. You can barely see it right here. Yeah.
That's so pretty.
So, yeah. So I love I love poetry and poems. So I think that to take something that's so sensitive and triggering, and kind of turn it into something that people might look at as beautiful and metaphorical, that it's super brave of her, and puts things into perspective.
Yeah, and even, like, the parts, it, like, when you read the parts, you know, especially after reading that, when I got to that part, and I was like, wow, and then I went to the contents again, and then I read, like, the parts again, and it kind of, even, like, the name of the parts tells the story. So it's, like, wilting and falling. So it's, like, it starts off with that dark moment, the traumatic event, and then it goes into rooting, which is, like, that time and heal, and then it goes rising and blooming. So it's going to end on a, like, you have this dark phase, and, you know, but you're gonna bloom. you're gonna come out of it.
And it's like saying to anyone, I guess we'll end on this note, that no matter what you're going through, you know, if you have people to talk to or whatever, a therapist or you know, just your friends, you can always come out through of a situation. You're not alone on anything, because I mean, if you can DM us or something, we'll respond. We'll be glad to talk to you if you need that. Or Mare, talk to Mare. I love talking to Mare.
I just spill everything on Mare.
I'm like, if I'm upset, I'm calling Mare. Okay.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I think that it's super important for everyone to have those outlets, to just anyone to talk to. I know, like, a lot of times in my life, my outlets are my best friends. So like my friend Sam, my friend Maritza, they even, like, Maritza, like I could just talk to her a normal conversation and not tell her anything if I'm upset, and like just talking to her will cheer me up. And the same thing for my friend Sam. Like, just if you need, you just talk to someone about your feelings, and you'll get through it. And if you need us, we will be there.
We got you. We're family.
Yes, we're family.
We're all family here.
Yeah. So with that being said, Rhe can take us out.
Well, thank you if you've listened all the way to the end. Thank you for sticking with us. And this was a long but really good episode. I think we had some great conversations and get new revelations and opened up doors for other questions that we can definitely go and discuss in other episodes. So we hope you enjoyed this video. This podcast, this episode, and whether you're watching, listening in. And
our next episode is going to be on November 30th, and we're going to be talking about the hybrid children we said earlier. Every Monday when we post our episode, we go live on Instagram at the Bite Podcast RR at like 5 o'clock Central, and just have some conversations. Last time we talked about my dad being hunted down by the FBI.
That live was so short. That was our shortest live because we were both busy and we had to go do things. But it was probably the most entertaining, fun live that we've had.
I think so too. And so if you want to hear more stories like that, like, it's like a mini podcast where all of our friends join. We have a great time.
Yes, and also don't forget to maybe check out our TikTok and follow, because if you do, you may get a sneak peek of the next episode after we record it.
Or even a video of Peter Facinelli. So, we will see you guys next time. It was nice talking to y'all.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Peace out.